How to calculate the empirical formula of a compound. So the empirical formula is the simplest whole number ratio of elements in a compound. A typical question might be, a compound contains 3.22 grams of sodium, 4.48 grams of sulfur, 3.36 grams of oxygen. What is its empirical formula? So to solve this, the first thing we're going to do is to make a table. So we're going to keep the colours the same as the question. So we're going to have sodium, it has 3.22 grams in it. The second element is sulfur, and that has 4.48 grams in it. And the last element that the question says the compound has in it is oxygen, which is 3.36 grams. The next step, it says divide the masses or the percentages. Sometimes these will be given as percentages, but you do the same thing, by the relative atomic masses of the elements. So the relative atomic mass of sodium is 23, the relative atomic mass of sulfur is 32, and the relative atomic mass of oxygen is 16. So the next line of working, wrong colour, is 3.22 divided by 23. Sulfur is 4.48 divided by 32. And oxygen is 3.36 divided by 16. This equals 0.14. This equals 0.14 as well. And oxygen columns equals 0.21. The next step is you look at these numbers, and there could be 2 or 3 different columns, and you look at them and you divide all of these numbers by the smallest of these numbers. So the numbers are 0.14, 0.14, 0.21. So in this case, the smallest numbers are 0.14. So we say 0.14 divided by 0.14 equals 1. We say 0.14 divided by 0.14 equals 1. And then we say 0.21 divided by 0.14 equals 1.5. So now you've got to this stage, you could reasonably assume that the empirical formula of the compound from the question would be Na1, S1, O, 1.5. And remembering that we don't write the ones in the chemical formula, you would be tempted to write this as Na, S, O, 1.5. Which is nearly right, but not quite, because we need to do one more step. So remembering that an empirical formula is the simplest whole number ratio of the elements in a compound, the difficulty we've got is 1.5 isn't a whole number. So to get rid of that 1.5, we need to times everything by 2. So it becomes Na2, S2, O3. So the empirical formula of the compound from the question is Na2, S2O3. You only need to do the last step, multiplying by 2, if, when you followed the procedure in the table, one of the numbers comes out to be 1.5. If that was to come out as NaSO2, you would leave it as NaSO2. If it was NaSO, you would leave it as NaSO. But because the empirical formula is the simplest whole number ratio of elements in a compound, and 1.5 is not a whole number, you need to multiply this whole thing, just when you're doing empirical formulae, by 2 to get rid of that 1.5.